ओरे जलमाला शिवा सुत नारदा प्रेमे गादगा
I've been a devotee for 55 years. In ISKCON, I never heard that we sing half of the mantra and then what of it. You just created that out of your own?
No.
Well, tell them what we have to do. We sing the whole mantra.
Maharaj sings the whole mantra. After that, we sing the whole mantra. You don't look in between.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasudha Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasudha Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
He is, is just happy he is speaking, but we will follow you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare
Hari Bol.
Jaya Vishnupad, Paramanticaya, Sattva is divine gifts is Bhakti Vedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada ki. ISKCON founder Acharya, save the whole world Sri Prabhupada ki. Jaya Vishnupad, Paramanticaya, Sattva Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki. Guru Parampara ki. Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur ki. Prem Shri Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Radhika Radha Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakti Vediki. Jai Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kunja Radha Giri Govara. Vrindavan Dham ki. Duram ki. Jagannath Puri ki. Tulsi Devi ki. Bhakti Devi ki. Ravi Bhakti Vediki ki. Radhanath Swami ki. Go Premananda. Glory to this one. Glory to this one. Glory to this one. Glory to Shri Guru and Shri Guranga. None of this is cold.
एक मिनट
I see you have some good chanters.
हरि बोल
Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Can anybody not hear me in the back?
Yes.
You can hear, right?
Yes.
Then why do we need a microphone? We're 6 men trying to fix it. Yashodanandana Jaya Rajajanarandana Jaya Rajajanarandana Yashodanandana Jaya Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Kunja Vihari
Radha Madhava Jaya Sundari Hari.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Shavitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Maya Jadatisha Parantika Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yadavaratamana Shri Guru Vaishnavam Kya Shri Rukam Sarvatitam Saganaranatam Vitam Maitam Sadharutam Purijana Karitam Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vidyata Vedanta Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Viratade Govesha Gopikakanta Radha Namastude Takakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Krishnanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyaeva Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, so welcome everyone. Just for my own purification. I'd like to introduce His Holiness Trivikram Swami Maharaj. Maharaj was born in 1941 and he was initiated by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami to the Prabhupada in 1969. And 2 years after initiation, he accepted the sannyas order on one instruction from Srila Prabhupada. And for the last 54 years, Maharaj has been in the sannyas order, preaching Krishna consciousness fearlessly as per the desire of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada especially sent him to different parts of United States of America, London, Japan, Taiwan, Philippines and India. And when Maharaj was serving in Hong Kong and Japan especially, every day he spent almost 6 to 8 hours distributing Prabhupada's books on the streets of Japan and Hong Kong. And he also served in Orlando and different centers of ISKCON as a temple president. Currently he is preaching actively in Eastern Europe, in countries like Poland, Ukraine, Belarus, Lithuania, Latvia, Czech Republic. And also he has started traveling and preaching in Germany, Spain, Slovakia and Bulgaria. So we are very grateful to Maharaj. Maharaj, please forgive us for our shortcomings. We are learning to follow you and will from our heart welcome His Holiness Trivikram Maharaj to this program here by loudly chanting 2 times.
Haribol! Haribol! Haribol!
It's true, preaching in India is very nice because it's in their blood.
Yes,
This week.
You can understand English. Is there anybody who does not understand English? You understand.
It's Hindi translation. No.
So let's read Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 6, the last verse. 647. Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Margatena atmana.
Madgatena atmana.
Margatena atmana.
Madgatena atmana.
Sharavan bhajate yomam.
Sarvan bhajate yomam.
Sharavan bhajate yomam.
Sarvan bhajate yomam.
Sameyukto tamo mataha.
Sameyukto tamo mataha.
Sameyukto tamo mataha.
Sameyukto tamo mataha.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Margatenatana atmana.
Madgatena atmana.
Sharavan bhajate yomam.
Sarvan bhajate yomam.
Sameyukto tamo mataha.
Sameyukto tamo mataha.
Don't you want to try?
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Madgatena antaratmana.
Madgatena antaratmana.
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam.
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam.
Sameyukta tamo mataha.
Sameyukto tamo mataha.
Somebody else?
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Madgatena antaratmana.
Madgatena antaratmana. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam. Sameyukta tamo mataha.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Madgatena antaratmana.
Madgatena antaratmana.
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam.
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam.
Sameyukta tamo mataha.
Sameyukta tamo mataha.
Mataji's?
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Yoginamapi sarvesham.
Madgatena antaratmana.
Madgatena antaratmana.
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam.
Shraddhavan bhajate yomam.
Sameyukta tamo mataha.
Sameyukta tamo mataha.
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां
योगिनामपि सर्वेषां
मद्गतेनान्तर आत्मना
मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना
श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां
श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां
समे युक्ततमो मतः
समे युक्ततमो मतः
yogis, api, also, sarvesham, all types of, mat, gatenda, tena, abiding in me, always thinking of me, antaratmana, within himself, shadavan, in full faith, bhajate, renders transcendental loving service, Ya, one who, Ma, to me, the Supreme Lord, Saha, he, may, by me, Yuktatamaha, the greatest yogi, Mata, is considered. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Sri Prabhupada. And of all yogis, the one who with great faith, who always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is the most intimately united with me. Yoga is the highest of all. That is my opinion. Responsibly. And of all the yogis, one who with great faith, always abides in me, thinks of me within himself, thinks of him within himself, thinks of me, and renders transcendental loving service to me. He is the most intimately united with me. In yoga. And is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So yoga means to join. The Greeks use that word from Sanskrit. Sanskrit has been spread all over. Some words are coming. Like in America, everybody knows the word karma. It's a Sanskrit word. Everybody knows. So, united. So here Krishna is saying, now we're separated. Somehow, by misuse of independence, we've separated ourselves from directly being with Krishna. But we want to join again. Yoga means to join. Then this Bhakti Yoga is the easiest. This is what Krishna is saying. We can go to the Himalayas, hold our nose, stand on our head. Very difficult in this age of Kali. I forgot it. I don't have to have somebody translate. It's okay, everybody knows? Yes. We owe this to the British, huh? They gave this language all over the world, like everybody. In Europe, everybody's speaking English. Especially in Northern Europe. They don't speak their own language more than some places. They speak English as their common language. Well, usually in India, we have to stop in English. But these are educated people. Okay, so we've broken our relationship with Krishna, we want to join again. And yoga means to join. So Bhakti Yoga is Krishna saying here. This is the highest of all and the easiest of all. We don't have to have, very austere practices like holding your nose and breathing and going to a sacred place. That's described earlier in this chapter. But these things are not practical, especially in Kali Yuga. So you can stay in your family, keep your job, but make at least one room in your house, Krishna's house, and keep Shri Krishna there, or at least one corner of your house, and offer food there. Krishna says, if you offer me in love, he accepts it. So these are small things for us to do. So some austerity is required. Similarly, we say, some austerity is required. No illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating. So we may have a propensity to do these things, but if we take austerity, then we can quickly approach Krishna. Because we have to purify ourselves. Originally we're pure, but by misuse of independence, we've mixed with the with the matter. We think everybody's thinking, I'm Indian, I'm a woman, I'm old, I'm young. The funny thing though, I don't feel like I'm old. I'm 84 this year. But, you know, all age has something to do with the future. When you get to be 65 or so, then you start thinking, oh, the best of life is already past me. And then you start meditating on the past, and it gets a little depressing, right? Then the best years are gone, those are the best years of my life. But for me, the best years of my life are ahead of me. I really feel that. Because every time I go, there's a new crowd, a new birth, and so my future is very bright. So I don't feel old. I don't look old, so I don't like I'm 85. This is a miracle of Krishna consciousness. If we take it, we can really connect with our soul. The soul is eternal. It doesn't get old. Of course, the body gets old, and this body will be finished sooner than your body. That's a fact. We're not going to do some miracle to try to remain in this world. Prabhupada didn't want miracles. At the last days I was there with other devotees, of course, with Prabhupada leaving his body. And some devotees said, Prabhupada, with some devotees here, he wants to give his youth to you. And he'll take your old age. This is good, yeah, got you. But Prabhupada said, no, we don't want to show miracles. Why is that? Because you start showing miracles, then people think you're God, with Christ. Everybody, most of the Christians think that he's God. Why do they think that he's God?
This is going to...
No.
Is this room?
If anybody can hear me? Sometimes we have it going to... Nanda, we have live internet?
Yes. So mic is better, Maharaj, for transmission.
Okay, so we do it.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So, where was I?
Photographs in our home and we can
And we keep young by getting closer to Krishna. Krishna is Naviyoganesha. He's always useful. You don't ever see a picture of Krishna with gray hair or bald head. He's always youthful. So we can also, if a new person came, what is he going to say? So, because of that, the Christians became fanatical, and then the philosophy is twisted. Christ is not God. He clearly says, I sit at the right hand of God, I'm doing the work of the Father. But they, because he performed so many miracles, they thought nobody can be like him. He raised the dead and stuff. But this is not the sign of God. Right? Advanced yogis can do this. But Christ was an advanced yogi. And a bhakta of some kind. He was telling us, right, to put God in the center. But the followers change things. Muslims also. They may have a good idea, Allah Palestine, but they become fanatical. It's against God's nature to force. But therefore, they're spreading with the sword. You become a Muslim, or we'll kill you. This is not the mood of the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show us what our mood should be. He's God himself, but he's coming in the mood of the devotee to tell us, show us by practical example. Acharya means he shows by example how we should become the devotees of Krishna. And the best way is what?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Very simple method. It's 3 words. But if we do it regularly, especially morning time is the best time. Brahma Muhurta hour is the best time in the morning also if you can get up before sunrise. Brahma Muhurta hour starts an hour and a half before sunrise. If you're able to get up at that time and chant your beads or do kirtan, and that enhances the effect because your mind is more peaceful. Like this morning, I led Mangalar, and I felt so good afterwards. So many people were there, and they all were enlivened by the kirtan. And then when I sat down to chant, I had chanted some rounds before Mangalar, but the atmosphere is so nice that you feel like, wow, it's not an austerity at all. It becomes joyfully performed. That verse is there. That it should become joyfully performed. But in the beginning, there's some little austerity is required because of the habit. The habit is there that we sleep till 10 o'clock and then take tea in bed. Especially on a day off, right? Nobody wants to get up. But I don't have that problem after 50 years of getting up early. It's easy. It's the best time of the day. You can get accustomed to it. You have to change your habit. But some things we do have to change. That's a fact, and that's called austerity. Because of our habit, we're used to eating just anything without offering it. And the habit is to put it in your mouth. Like you give to a child, he's not going to think, oh, I should offer the Krishna. He goes in your mouth. So we have that same childlike nature. It's natural for us to want to eat. But now we have a little austerity. Okay, before I eat, I should go to Krishna. What else? Then, cleanliness. These are some of the principles of religion. Cleanliness. So it's not so difficult. We should take 2 baths a day, shower, or bath, and not that's easy to the Lord. We can do that. Then it's one of the good habits that we can collect, so to speak, get accustomed to it, so make it habitual. And then giving up the illicit sex and intoxication gambling. There's some struggle is there. I mean, we're coming from the West. I was in the Navy. I had been with Navy, so it was a bit of a struggle, just to remain sannyasi all these years. But it becomes easy after a while. That's the point. Easier, anyhow. I mean, Prabhupada could say, when some reporter was challenging him, why are you sitting in a big seat? We at the airport. They brought Vyasa-san, and they were giving class to us. The reporters were there. And so one of them was in. He said, why are you sitting in a big seat? You think you're so special? And Prabhupada said, my dear sir, the difference between you and me, in a room full of naked women, I won't be disturbed. And then this guy was defeated. His friends were laughing. Because it's not so easy. Sex attraction is the binding principle. It's keeping us all here. But don't be discouraged. You may, like a child learning how to walk. Sometimes you fall down, but then you get up and keep walking because you know this is the thing I have to do. The child can see, well, everybody else is walking, I'm going to have to learn. But sometimes the children are brought up in the jungle by a wolf or something, they remain on foot. They don't learn how to stand erect. So we need examples. So Srila Prabhupada was that example. I mean, and I was cynical when I first came. I had left Catholicism, and I kind of became an impersonalist. I didn't really believe in God as a person. But seeing Prabhupada, and I was examining him, he really was a pure devotee. I mean, he was always a well-wisher. He was always thinking of benefiting others. I was telling him the story this morning. I was giving massage to Sri Prabhupada in London in 1969. We had a big open program. Maybe 300 or 400 people came. London, a lot of Hindus. Half of them were Hindus. 1969. And one guy, or a couple of them, were challenging Prabhupada, even in the class. What about Shiva? Why are you only speaking about Krishna? Like that. And then, the second time he did it, he stood up and interrupted the class. And Prabhupada said, sit down, you are nonsense. We never saw Prabhupada so bold. Because when you live with him, he was always very humble. But here he was like a lion. So I liked it, So the next day, it was a series of lectures, so I was giving him a massage. And I was massaging him, thinking I'm getting him in shape for another knockout performance. And I was massaging and talking, and massaging and talking. It was like, you and me probably could take over the world. I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. And suddenly I said, no! And my hand froze on his body. Then he said, with another voice, like a child, real child, simple, innocent voice. He spoke from his heart. And he said, I am just a humble servant. And I felt so embarrassed. I thought, I shouldn't be in the same room with this person. He's such an aristocrat. I'm just an ordinary slob off the street. Well, I shouldn't be allowed in the same room. What's the speak of touching his body? So, by Prabhupada's humility, I became a little humble. That's how he taught us, mostly by example. So we want to follow in his footsteps. Do not have to do some miracle, but step by step, we take the process, joyfully perform, and we'll make the rest. Okay, what? The word bhajate is significant here. Bhajate has the root in the word bhaj, which is used when there is need of service. The English word worship cannot be used in the same sense as bhaj. Worship means to adore, to show respect and honor to the worthy one. But service with love and faith is especially meant for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One can avoid worshiping a respected man or demigod that may be called discourteous, but one cannot avoid serving the Supreme Lord without being thoroughly condemned. Every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus every living entity is intended to serve the Supreme Lord by his own constitution. Failing to do this, he falls down. Simple point, our natural constitutional position, just like the hand is naturally serving the body. I tell the hand to bring the water to the mouth. It doesn't object. Again, the example of the hand. So then if the hand is cut off and lying in the street, it has no value. This is our position now. We're cut off. We think we're doing something very valuable, we're making the world a better place, but no. The world is not going to become a better place. Kali Yuga is progressing. There's going to be more sinful life, more chaos, more wars. Like I'm, what, 80 I said? I forget my age. 84. So, in my lifetime, in America, I see the thing has gone down. The character of the people is worse. There's more crime. There's more gang violence. And all this. They weren't there when I was growing up. In the 50s, we had won the war. People were good, yes, so now we have the good life. Now we can be happy. And people were happy, and they were mostly, honest with each other. Now, it's just gotten worse. So America has all the money, all the education, but still, the character of the people is not improving. This is the real test. When I was first coming, I was a student at the university. So I was a driver, also we used to drive a taxi to pay for our rent at the university to pay for our tuition. When Prabhupada came up, I was driving him. So Prabhupada asked me, so what are you studying at the university? I said, I'm majoring in sociology. Well, he said, what does that mean? I said, well, like we're learning how to deal with different things like alcoholism, it's a social problem, and try to help people like that. And Prabhupada, he was a little skeptical. He said, yes, we're studying alcoholism all day, and then after the day is over, the next day. That's what I was doing. He didn't have much faith. Another time he asked me, so what is the purpose of your education? I said, we want to make the world a better place. And, we can be happy and give leave to our children a better home, a better situation. And Father said, you really believe that? And then he put doubt in me. You know, the world is not a better place. That's my point. At least from my perspective, in America, it's not a better place. They have so much money, everything, so much education, but the character of the people is neglected. And a bad example, like when Clinton was the president, he's having sex in the Oval Office. So then young people think, well, he's a great man. Well, what's wrong with being having all this sex? And it becomes common. At least your Modi is Ramacharya. Is he really? Is he really?
Yes.
Seems like that. He came to where we were, but I missed seeing him. But that's rare. A grown man, a whole life, Ramacharya. But then he gives us strength. I feel that also. I have strength in my old age because actually the yogis, which region, so talking about yoga in this chapter, they're very careful not to pass semen in that. Instead, the semen comes up the chakras and it increases their duration of life, increases their memory, increases their luster. It's a fact. And women also, they have good sun, they have something to live for. Even the husband leaves, takes one of or goes to sannyas, the women can be happy, they have good, So we're not against sex life, we're against illicit sex life. You all know that. Okay, so again, we want to connect the hand. Cut off is useless. So Prabhupada is helping us by his example, by his precepts, how to connect with Krishna. And the Bhagavatam 11.5.3 confirms this as follows. Yaesam Purusham Shakshar Atmaprabhavam Ishwaram Navajantya Vijananti Stan Vihasta Tatyam Adaha. Anyone who does not render service and neglects his duty unto the primeval Lord, who is the source of all living entities, will certainly fall down from this constitutional position. So people ask us, how did we fall down? Well, we fall down because we misuse our independence. Independence is there, always with the living entity. But generally it consists of turning to God or turning away from God. But we decide we want to turn away from God. We may think, oh, why should I always serve Krishna? If I put myself in the center, then I'll be happier. And that's how we're born, false ego. And we see it in our children. Children are not saintly. They want to be the first. And by coming on the plane, I see that every time I'm traveling around. The children, at a certain point, they feel unhappy on the plane, and they just cry. What can you do? You can't. And you tell me you're disturbing 50 people. Ah! They go on screaming. But this is how we're all born. Me. Or you have to be trained. To real ego. So now the impersonalists come and say, yes, we should kill the ego. The Buddhists say like, yeah, eliminate the ego. Become one with everything. This is half the philosophy, half the truth. They give the example of the bubble on the ocean. The bubble breaks and then you become one with the ocean. We're all going to become one with God. But this is the first teaching of the Gita. Krishna says, you and I and all these things, we've always existed in the past as individuals. Now we're existing as individuals. You're not me, right? We're an individual. So why not in the future we're going to be individuals? And there's going to be variety. If I tell you you can sit down in the field for eternity, you'll say, no, I want to go to the center. I want to see the cinema. There has to be variety. The variety is there in the Vaishnava philosophy. Variety is the spice of life. We shouldn't be tempted by this impersonal philosophy. Any of you who are coming from that background? Impersonalism? Vivekananda and they're also impersonalists. Not a Christian mission. They say, Yantama Chatapa. Because ultimately they say it doesn't matter. Everything is one. So if you do this, you do this. it can all be considered as all right. But that's not what Krishna says. Those who worship demigod, go to the demigod. Those who worship the ancestors, go to the ancestors. Those who worship me, come to me. So we're individuals. And that's, we won't give that up. We won't accept that liberation I become. It's like spiritual suicide. We're not attracted to it. But we should know the philosophy. So because, no offense, but most Hindus are kind of contaminated by this philosophy of impersonalism. We want to exert our position as individuals, as persons. God is a person, and love means it has to be person. When we talk about love of God, you can't love a great mountain, but you can love a great person. So this is the difference. There's no love. Everything is one. But higher than everything one is love. Love is the highest thing. The poets are singing about love. Because in the material world, love is the highest thing. But it's temporary and full of inebriety. I love you today, but then we get divorced tomorrow. So this is the danger because of the material contamination. So we want love. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. In this verse also, the word bhajanti is used. This, therefore, bhajanti is applicable to the Supreme Lord only, whereas the word worship can be applied to demigods or any other common living entity. The word avajananti, used in this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, is also found in the Bhagavad Gita. Avajananti mamudha. Only those fools and rascals who ride the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Such fools take it upon themselves to write commentaries on the Bhagavad Gita without an attitude of service to the Lord. Consequently, they cannot properly distinguish between the word bhajanti and the word worship. So I saw Srila Prabhupada personally get disturbed with this, those who have changed Bhagavad Gita. Chimayananda does it. I have a copy of it. You know, it's not to the material son of the bhakti that we have to surrender. He openly says he thinks that Krishna's body is material. That's why we say Maya bodies. But no, Krishna is not like us. So avajanti muna. Those who think that, so I was talking first about how Prabhupada, I saw him be annoyed by these malinterpretation, he used to call it, of the Bhagavad Gita. He said, this is what he said. Why didn't they write their own book? Why did they take Bhagavad Gita and twist Krishna's words to suit their purpose? So we have to be careful. We don't fall victim of that, and we have to be bold enough to preach to people who are contaminated by this idea. That takes a little courage. Yeah, Lord. And how much courage Prabhupada had come to a foreign country, advanced age, no money, no friends, alone. And he started the center in the Bowery, where he stayed there for some months. I was from Long Island, New York. My father worked in the city of New York. He was a civil engineer. We wouldn't even go to the Bowery in a car because it was such a bad neighborhood. The Prabhupada was living there. How much trouble he took. And how bold he was. He wasn't afraid. He knew he was Krishna's representative, and Krishna would protect him. Doesn't Krishna say, Kunteya apati janami, name bhakti? We won't be stopped. If we really become devotees, then Krishna will be always there to protect us. Like Chowpatty, the ladies especially. You can also very quickly become pure devotees. Krishna clearly says, Sudra, women, everybody can become. In Kali Yuga, everybody's Sudra. Nobody's born as a Brahmin. So we all need help, that's the point. And we should ready to give that help, but we have to become his devotee. And because nobody was a devotee, therefore he personally got involved, giving her unlimited sorry. He couldn't tolerate that she was being insulted. An attempt was made to insult her. So this is Krishna. He's Bhakta-Vatsal. He's inclined to his devotee. He helps you to Prabhupada. Even going alone, one man, how is it possible that he could, in 10 years, have 100 centers all over the world and so many followers? This is a real miracle. And how he converted us. I mean, this is not artificial for me. I was going to hell. Like I have a younger brother and 2 sisters, they're all gone. I would be dead if I didn't become the Lord. And I was brothers. He personally dragged me by encouraging me like anything and smashing me like anything also. Isn't that stupid? Please don't sleep. It makes it harder for me to be in harmony with my higher self. If you need to sleep, somebody will give you a bed in the room again. Or you can stand up and fight against that sleep. Sometimes probably get annoyed with us because we weren't used to staying up. We were used to staying up late and getting up late, so we would fall asleep in his class, but probably didn't like it. He said, "Sleep 10 hours, but don't sleep in your class." It was disturbing. It's disturbing to the speaker. And you're trying to spontaneously, bring out everybody to the point of love of God, and somebody's sleeping, and then you feel a little discouraged. Maybe I'll just shut up and you guys can do whatever you do, and I'll go home. So, thank you. So again, Prabhupada didn't like. We should be prepared to fight with the Mayavadis. Prabhupada told us like that at the end. Krishna's main task is fighting the demons. If you look in the Krishna book, there's more kirtan than Krishna's killing the demons. So in Kali Yuga, by the mercy of Krishna, we don't kill the demons, but we can kill their mentality by strong preaching and kirtan. So we shouldn't be afraid to confront these people who are distorting Bhagavad Gita or minimizing Krishna, taking Krishna out of the Bhagavad Gita. When we see them doing that, we're allowed to get angry. Not violent. No violence. With our words, we can chastise them. We're doing it all the time. And once you get used to it, because as some devotees, like my godbrothers I saw, they were afraid to come in front of Prabhupada because he would chastise them. He could see your soul in your eyes. He could see, who? What are you thinking like that? He could read your mind. He read my mind so many times. So people would be afraid to go in front of him because your mind is full of crap. Then you would be afraid he's going to. So I wasn't afraid. That was my qualification. But I got smashed too. Like I did things that probably didn't. I was too bold. Too bold. Too aggressive. Sometimes I would have to cut. But I never resented it because I knew he was my well-wisher. I knew he was chastising me for my benefit. And it worked. Those are the things I remember. Just like when I just told the story, right? I would say, no. He wasn't joking. He said no with full vigor. And other times too. I'll tell you another story. We were staying at John Lennon's estate at the Beatles, very beautiful estate, and they were friendly with us, the Beatles, but they let us stay there for some time. We were getting our temple ready in London. And I was giving massage to Prabhupada, and there was one man who was always standing outside. His name was also John, and his only service was to drive the car. Otherwise, he just stood around. So Prabhupada asked me, he said, that's all he does is drive the car? I said, yes, you do. He said, that is the sign of a rich man. You can keep people just whenever you need them, they just go to. All day they can be doing nothing, but you don't care. You want them when you want them, and they. I saw that when Modi was coming to the temple yesterday. There was so many people and just hanging around waiting for his military people, servants. Anyway. So Prabhupada said like that. That is a sign of a rich man. So I got a little enthusiastic about John's wealth. I said, yes, Father, he's very rich. And Father kind of looked at me like I had a bad smell. And he said, what is the use of all this money? He doesn't know how to spend it. But listen, these people have so much money, but how much can you eat? How much can you sleep? How much can you enjoy? So why run after money? People are running after money like anything. You can make money at your quota, don't over-endeavor. And give to Krishna. Give in charity. Then money is not bad. We don't think money is the root of all evil or something. Like the Christians may think. No, it's not evil. You need money to build this project.
D-H-A-R.
The red? No.
Maharaj, you can see Navi Mumbai.
K-H-A-R-G-H-A-R.
Speak Satan.
K-H-A-R. Kargar.
Karga.
Yes, Kargar.
Karga. You sound like a cheater. Oh, Karga, okay? For Karga, they made a beautiful temple. There was so much money, and they would glorify the people, the donors were there. That's fine. Prabhupada said, make $1 million. He's not against money, but use it in the proper way. Then you'll be happy. Then your future is bright. Otherwise, you'll be attached. At the time of death, you'll be thinking, oh, who's going to handle? I had all this money. Wasted. Okay. Culmination of all kinds of yoga practice lies in bhakti yoga. All other yogas are but means to come to the point of bhakti, in bhakti yoga. Yoga actually means bhakti yoga. All other yogas are progressions toward the destination of bhakti yoga. From the beginning of karma yoga to the end of bhakti yoga is a very long way of self-realization. Karma yoga without fear of results is the beginning of this path. When karma yoga increases in knowledge and renunciation, the stage is called jnana yoga. When jnana yoga increases in meditation on the super soul by different physical processes, and the mind is on the him, it is called Ashtanga yoga. And once surpasses the Ashtanga yoga and comes to the point of the Supreme Personality, guided Krishna, it is called Bhakti yoga. The culmination. Actually, Bhakti yoga is the ultimate goal, but to analyze Bhakti yoga minutely, one has to understand the other yogas. The yogi who is progressive is therefore on the true path of eternal good fortune. One who sticks to a particular point does not make further progress is called by that particular name. Karma yogi, Jnana yogi, Dhyana yogi, Raja yogi, Hatha yogi, etc. If one is fortunate enough to come to the point of Bhakti yoga, it is to be understood that he has surpassed all of the yogis. Therefore, to become Krishna conscious is the highest stage of yoga. Just as when we speak of the Himalayas, we refer to the world's highest mountains, of which the highest peak, Mount Everest, is considered to be the culmination. It's by great good fortune, this is wonderful. Maybe we could stop if there's any questions. Comment? Can you tell more stories of Prabhupada? When he chastised me or when he encouraged me? Okay, one time he encouraged me. We were, as I mentioned, I was giving massage here in London in 1969. And I was really attached to it. It was a wonderful service. I felt just by touching his body and vigorously like that every day, my lust went away. It just, I was no longer lusty. You know, everybody's lusty. Right? But I felt like touching. But anyway, I wanted to go with him when he left. But I would ask him, and he would always kind of non-committal. Let's see what Krishna wants. That was his response. And so he was due to go in a week or so, and his servant came to me. He said, stop bothering Prabhupada about going to America because another devotee, Upendra, is going to be, Prabhupada has already given him permission to come and give massage when he comes back with me. We remember. So that day I was also a driver. I was driving him. Because the two of us were in the car. And I said, Shri Prabhupada, Purushottam told me that Upendra is going to be giving you a massage when you come to America. So Prabhupada responded with utter silence. The silence went on. Just the two of us. I spoke very clearly. So then I thought, it's true. And I went to him, go back to things. So then I surrendered in my heart, and I accepted, okay, I'm not going to, it's not the end of the world. And then, but I thought the silence is still here. How can I break the silence? And let Prabhupada know that I'm ready to go back with, not to go with him. I'm resigned not to, I can be here. So I said, Srila Prabhupada, I never met Upenja. Is he a nice boy? Prabhupada turned to me and he said, that is nice. He appreciated a little surrender, and he was like a fox. He was, that's the way Prabhupada was always. He said, little good step towards Krishna, he would encourage you. And step away, he would smack you. Not physically, but with his words. And so, I came to trust him. He's my well-wisher. Every letter he wrote, you're ever well-wisher. And he really was. He loved you also. He loved everybody. Because we're all part of Krishna. You love Krishna, naturally you love Krishna's parts and parcels. But he took the trouble. And it wasn't a big trouble. He had to deal with people like me, and worse than me, who were, I don't know if you need to do this, but they weren't so good behaved. So anyway, he took that trouble. And so I accepted his chastisement. And then he would protect me. I'll tell you another story, how he protected me. I was sannyas, but I was never GVC. So sometimes the GVC used to kind of boss me around, right? Natural position, you have position, you have become little. So Prabhupada saw that, so he said, I know you can't work with the GVC very well. You can work just for me. If you come to me, and I'll give you an assignment. So I did that. I consulted with Prabhupada, and he would send me to places. He even said about me, one GVC was criticizing me. He said, no, he'll go wherever I send him. So that was my qualification. I would go wherever he wanted me to go. I felt safe with that instruction. I wasn't afraid. So, we were, then the devotee, the GVC, this was the 75 in my book. They had a meeting, and they sent a messenger to me that they wanted to meet me. The executive committee of the GVC wanted to meet me. The messenger came to them. The messenger was Mamas one. And the GVC were Tamal Maharaj, Guru Krishna Maharaj, and Madhavisa Maharaj. They were all everything. So they called me to cross, to come to the GVC side, and I went, and they questioned me, we want you to take care of one bus. Radha had buses, they wanted to be in charge of one bus. They were going to increase the food distribution. I said, this is very reasonable, Prabhupada, we want to do it. But that same morning I had spoken to Prabhupada, and I had gotten an assignment. He had agreed to send me to Korea. And I wanted to go because I had visited there from Japan. And anyway, that was already, so I wasn't intimidated by that. They started pushing me with, three of them. And they were all in GVCs, the executive committee. And so I just after a little while, I just got up and walked out. But then Tamal, my dear brother, well, I do have a lot of respect for Tamal Krishna. I'm sure he's with Prabhupada right now. So he met me outside. He said, how can you leave a meeting like that? Just walk out. I said, that's what I did. And then I said, that wasn't a meeting, that was like a kangaroo court. You had already decided what you were gonna do, so I came back at him, right? And then he saw he wasn't gonna make any progress with me. So he walked away. I said, why are you leaving this meeting? But he just kept going. So next morning, Mangalarti, Prabhupada's servant, taps me on the back. Prabhupada wants to see you in his room. So I have been going to Prabhupada's room before, never doing Mangalarti. So I went, of course, went to Prabhupada's room, and two of the sannyasis of the executive committee were there, Madhavisa and Guru. And so when I came into the room, with his hand, Prabhupada made a asana. Then Prabhupada said, okay, he's here. Now you can speak on his face. And so I said, well, Prabhupada, because their main argument was, other people was making a lot of money in Japan. He was giving Prabhupada $50,000 a month. They built the Juba with that, and Prabhupada wanted that money to come in. So they thought that because of money, they were more very important, and they didn't want me to be in their neighborhood. I said, but Prabhupada, Korea is a different country. It's separated from Japan by a body of water. I'm not going to Korea. I'm going to Japan. I'm going to Korea. I won't disturb his preaching there. That's all I said. And then they were going on and on. And finally, they saw Prabhupada was neutral, and he was, sympathetic to what I was saying. So he was, so they thought, okay, we'll acquiesce. He can go to Korea. But then Madhavisa said, but if he's going to Korea, he should spend at least 10 years there. And what did Prabhupada say? Why is this envy starting now, even in my presence? I saw this envy among Sky brothers after my Guru Maharaj left the planet. Why is this envy coming out, even in my presence? I felt so protected. Right? They were bullying me, and Prabhupada saw that, and he defended me. So Prabhupada keep. Yeah. So how can I give up the service of such a person? Who's to my well-wisher, who defends me, who's ready to extend himself to help me. Thank you, Shri Prabhupada. Any question? So Prabhupada is still alive. He helped me also after he left the planet. He came similar situation. He came and encouraged me not to surrender to the situation, just be patient. I can tell you that story too. It happened after Prabhupada left the planet. I was thinking that the gurus were doing it the wrong way. They're not being humble. They're just taking their position as there's two things: following the footsteps and imitating. They're imitating Prabhupada. Every day they wanted a guru push to go on for them, repeat classes. Every day they were like this. So I was preaching against it, and because of that, I was thrown out of the zone where I was in California, in and I was thrown out of Bombay. This is Bombay. He came here in Juhu, and they wanted me to surrender to Kirtan&Lecture. He was the big leader, and I said, I already have a guru. I'm not going to surrender to him. And then I went back to where I had been preaching in Chandigarh. On the way back, I stopped in Delhi, and I had a dream. And in the dream, Prabhupada was there. And he was sitting in a higher seat in Kirtan&Lecture. Any of you have met Kirtan&Lecture? He was a very powerful person. He did a lot of things, Prabhupada appreciated it. And I also see, he fell down, but still he did so much service. That credit will always be with him. I'm sure now he's doing more service. Not that we hate any other people. Sri Krishna Maharaj has a great respect for him. Madhavis also, I mean, he left his body now, but he did a lot of service, and that's eternally his credit. So, where was I then? I was saying. Oh yeah, right. So then, in a dream, Kirtan started speaking. The Prophet spoke over him. How would we do this? In the middle of a sentence, the Prophet wouldn't wait till you finish, he would just start speaking. Because we're his disciples, we have to accept that's our position. If he wants to speak, we should shut up. And that's it. So we shut up. So in a dream, Prophet started speaking on top of Kirtan. This is Kirtan stopped, actually. And Prophet made the point that my points were right. I had 3 points. Simultaneous Guru Push was wrong, the zonal Acharya system is wrong, and the big taking service from the Guy brothers like the disciples is also wrong. And I was running with these things, and nobody could defeat me, but they didn't want me to stay, because they thought I hated the Guru. Anyway. So when that happened, then I realized that I have to be patient. Because my nature is a little confrontational. Can you notice that? So, my mother was like that. Here was the sarcastic quality of the mother. Like I tell you a story about my mother. She was very much aware of World War II, because that was the generation, right? And when America won the war with the British, the Allies, she was unhappy that they gave Poland to Russia. Because she was Catholic. Why are they giving Polish Catholic, Catholic Poland to the atheists? She was upset. We should fight. That was an issue. She wanted to fight more. And everybody was sick of the war, so my mother was ready to fight. So I'm a little bit like that, right? So I was, but when that dream came to me, then I realized I had to shut up. Just be patient, and things would work out. And sure, within the 3 or 4 years, the Guru started falling down. Then the GBC realized we did something wrong. And they had a big conference in '87, and they made so many more Gurus, and Gurus had to take a global position. They're not on the same level as Prabhupada. They were thinking Guru is one. That's what they were. I was preaching against it, but their counterpoint was no, Guru is one. But it's not exactly true. There's Madhyamādhikari Gurus, there's Uttama-Adhikari Gurus, there's even Kanistic Adhikari Gurus. So it's not all one. Prabhupada was a special, empowered, Shaktavesh. What he did, one man, what have we done? So, this way, between Prabhupada and then everybody had to accept the points that I made. And I wasn't a big star. I was never a big leader. I've never been on the GBC. Okay? What time is it?
8:45.
Any question?
Thank you for chastising me, and
Thank you for appreciating that I'm your well-wisher.
yeah, strong individualism is a kind of personalism, right? So strong individualism is a sign of personalism. So
Strong individualism is a sign of personalism.
Okay.
So it seems like I've heard that Prabhupada said on different occasions that even though devotees may disagree, that it's due to their personalism. It's not always envy, but like different devotees have different.
Yeah, the personal, that's why we don't want to give up a personality. Because people see the personality gets us in trouble. So they say the higher level is becoming personal. So no, we want strong-minded people, thoughtful, intelligent, who come on their own, not just like a cult that everybody just follows some leader blindly. Probably didn't want that kind of followers. He wanted us to be individually thoughtful and consider everything and therefore take a step to be a devotee of Krishna. That's what God wanted. He didn't want just followers, blind followers. And therefore he gave the books. That's the main thing. You know, I'll be there in my books. You guys must get a lot out of this book, so otherwise how can you keep coming? The book's so wonderful, right? We just read it. How is purport? He's a person. We should also be persons. Not be afraid to be a person, but we should be a good person, a well-wishing person. Every letter Prabhupada said, you have a well-wisher. So we are well-wishing. Okay? I don't know if I cut you off.
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else?
Maharaj, you said that we cannot make this world a better place. So
I can't talk to you now. I'm hearing you there. What did you say?
we cannot
We cannot make
Oh, you
this
can
world
hear from you now.
You said that we cannot make this world a better place.
we cannot make this world a better place. So what should be our role, being a human being and
Yeah.
as well as a divine?
Our goal is to get people out of this world. The world is Dukalayam Shashvatam. What does that mean? Dukalayam. Full of trouble. And temporary. This is this world. It's like a prison house. So you're going to make the prison house a better place. No, but Kali Yuga is working. It gets worse. Then Kalki comes. Then it gets better. Satya Yuga. The world is a better place. It gradually gets worse and worse. From Satya Yuga to Yuga, Gopi Yuga, Kali Yuga. So we're at the bottom. And now we've only been 5,000 years and it's getting worse. But this movement can change it for the next 10,000 years. Once we were in a car coming from a morning walk in Los Angeles, we were in the back seat, I was in the front, the driver, and there were 3 sannyasis in the back. And we came back a different way, devotees didn't see us. They were all on the street waiting for Prabhupada to come this way, but we came the other way. So Prabhupada saw them, children and the devotees and the tilak, and Prabhupada was inspired. He said, "We cannot check this movement. This movement will go unchecked for the next 10,000 years." He spoke with such conviction, and read in his heart. So it's going on. Just stay connected, do your best, and then qualify to enter the spiritual world. But if we start trying to make this world a better place, we're always going to be losing. So the example I gave in America, so much money, so much intelligence, but they didn't make the world a better place. Now there's more crime, more illicit sex, more abortion. When I was a child in America, abortion was illegal. Now you can get abortion anywhere. And probably, I heard him say about abortion, it's like, the innocent child, that he said, oh, it's just a lump of flesh. No, it's growing. I mean, if the soul is there, the fetus. So if we kill that child, we can get a lot of karma. Can't avoid it. Better to bear the child and give him for adoption. But they don't do that. It's inconvenient. In India too, I guess there's a lot of abortion. Huh? It's justified because you don't want overpopulation or something. You don't want overpopulation, don't have illicit sex. Like me, I didn't create any offspring. So the world's a better place. Okay, who else? Anybody else? I think it's time, huh? You must be getting hungry. We'll stop here. You know, Bhagavad Gita ki. Jai. Savior of the world, Sri Prabhupada ki. Jai. Thank you very much.
Maharaj, we have one small offering.
Okay.
Can we just play it, Maharaj?
She wants to play something on the television.
Okay, yeah. Not me.
while this offering is getting ready, we'll express our gratitude to Maharaj, sharing his own stories and giving us so much inspiration from his talk. We'll express our gratitude for
I thought the kirtan was very nice. In the beginning, I was thinking, well, these people don't know how to chant. But I see, you turned it. What are we waiting for? How much time is it going to be?
Just 2 minutes. We get a small reel.
No, I can tell another story.
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Prabhupada.
We had already connected your mobile.
Can we
I need to set it up.
set it up? Madam, you
Want to
take,
speak?
yes, madam. You take 5 minutes.
Okay, we were alone in Hong Kong. Early days and circumstances, I was alone there for a while. And then Prabhupada came. So the devotees came from the Philippines, we all met Prabhupada, and he came, one Indian and the Sindhis were there in Hong Kong. And so they got Shri Prabhupada a very nice deluxe room in the Hong Kong Hilton, presidential suite. And so we came to the airport to receive Prabhupada, but not when he was leaving. Yeah, okay, I can tell the story. When he was leaving Hong Kong, we had taken him to the airport, and he was in the car ahead of me, and I saw as he pulled up in front of the Hong Kong Hilton, one man whose job was to open the door for Prabhupada and help them out with his arm. And I thought, wow, what luck this guy has. You know, in other words, it's like gambling, you hit the jackpot. He opened so many doors, then by good fortune he opened Prabhupada's door and physically helped him out of the car. So let's go with Yatas. Unknowingly, he's doing the greatest benefit for himself. So, now we're ready?
I think it's good on the phone.
Okay, another, at the same time in Hong Kong, Robert came, then I think it was the same trip, he came there, and there were no women, only men back there, because it was like the frontier at the time. So some devotees came from the Philippines, and when Prabhupada came, he was encouraging one devotee who was having trouble. And so he asked this devotee to tell the story of how in Mayapur, he was there the first year. The first year means 1974. We had bought the property, but we didn't have any facility, only that one kutir in the front. You've seen Bhajan kutir when you come in on the left side. So he was staying there with another devotee, and the floods came that year, so they were staying in the rafters. And he was telling this story. Prabhupada was encouraging him to tell us the story, to inspire him. And he was telling this story, how difficult it was. And then the snakes were coming in the water, and so we all appreciated his story. Then Prabhupada turned to me. What was your most difficult time in Krishna consciousness? He asked me. Then I told him, well, we were in Japan that year. We didn't have the house we had was a big, huge house, but you couldn't keep it warm because there was no proper heating. we had a kerosene heater, but if you stood in front of the kerosene heater, your front would be warm, but your back was cold. So like that, I told the story. Then I thought, Srila Prabhupada, what was your most difficult time in Krishna consciousness? Then the whole mood changed. Very sore. And we were smiling. So great. He said, you don't want to know about that. And we were silent. We wouldn't talk about his most difficult. And I remember I thought, wow, good thing you didn't tell us it would have killed us, just hearing about it. In other words, we'd think we did some austerity, but how much trouble Prabhupada had to go through to establish his life. Discouraged by his godbrothers, criticized it, and no help. He was wandering for a whole year in New York, but he persevered, determined. And that's what we have to Sri Prabhupada ki. Great.
Maharaj, can you sit on the phone? Just play it.
You do it.
Okay, Amma.
It's not coming there?
No, Maharaj, we're just trying to save that.
The situation of Mila Prabhupada was why nobody else was here. I remember what I was thinking. Anyway, I've seen all this. Have you seen my book?
We're just going to buy today, Maharaj.
I wrote a book about my experience with Prabhupada. You know?
Here, Prabhu says.
And that also has a lot of photos in it.
Green.
If you take one tonight, I'll sign it.
Haribo!
These same photos are here. That photo is here. Prabhupada was coming out, and I was behind him. I remember what I was thinking. I was thinking this young boy better not get in the way of Prabhupada. But that was my mood. I was trying to keep Prabhupada so that he wouldn't have to have any obstacles. So now, look, if anybody wants to put me to take, I think it's very cheap here. Huh?
Yes.
We sell these for €10 and $10 in America. So here it's only 100 rupees. 100 rupees is how many dollars?
It's like 200 rupees, Maharaj. No, Prabhu suggested that 200 is a good price because you will be signing.
Because we're in Bombay.
But they can pay whatever their heart fails for you.
He's a pocket bunny. Okay, for Krishna we can be bunnies. So where should I go?
Oh, you can be here, Maharaj.
To sign.
And yes, here, Prabhu, pen.
We're going to have a lot of books because I'm just going to write Hare Krishna and my signature.
Yes, ma'am.
Someone can sing. Prabhu, Kirtan, you want to say? Do Kirtan? Slow Kirtan. Huh? Rajiv Prabhu. Rajiv.
You guys haven't had Krishna?
They still need more time, Maharaj, to prepare prasad. So. महाराज को दे सकते हैं डायरेक्टली कैन गिव डोनेशन टू महाराज
It's okay.
No, I'm gonna take the shot of them.
Isha, you want to go? What do I do? Yes, one signature.
yeah it's not that नहीं इधर ही लेंगे प्रभु जी थैंक यू थैंक यू माता
You're leaving?
No, they're Maharaj. They take prasad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, please take it.
Maharaj, we are also going to give prasad for elevator route. Can we do this signing after you take prasad?
I wanted to go back to my room. I'm not hungry, I'm old and I don't have a fire. I always said, old man, overeat is very dangerous. Young man, it's not. Even Nanda, if you want to eat now, Nanda, it's okay.
Sign करेंगे सब. You're not hungry?
No, I want to make sure that Maharaj will take prasadam here. Cultivate something, no, they will feel.
ये saying कि I'm not hungry.
Yeah, actually there is one technique to tell Maharaj. So we should tell it suddenly at the end. Maharaj, here you take prasadam for you. Please take, they arrange it like that. Somehow. Okay, everything spontaneous. Thank you.
Very alert, huh? No big problem with this. I've got another quick story. We were in London and Robert was moving from John's estate to his own apartment. And the ladies were arranging Prabhupada's apartment. And I was there, I drove, and so I was sitting with Prabhupada, and he was singing the tambura. It was so beautiful. And then the ladies called, they said, Srila Prabhupada, where do you want the picture? It was a picture of Bhaktisiddhanta. There was a picture there, and they were asking where should they put it? Or there's something else they wanted to know where to put it. And Prabhupada said, just put it there next to the picture of Prabhupada. It was a picture of Bhaktisiddhanta. So we never heard Prabhupada say, quote as Guru Prabhupada. So that we all stopped and looked at Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said, yes, I have my Prabhupada too.
Very cool. अब जो साइन दिया देता है
Yeah, just
distribute.
Maybe I should sign all these before when I have spare time. I don't want to I don't think we have to solve so many books at one time. This is Bombay, Maharaj.
Oh, Haribo! Gopal Krishna Maharaj, just 2 years ago. This is
आपण कीर्तन करणार आजूबाजूचे लोक काही कंप्लेंट करतील पण म्हटलं नाही करणार तर मला आधी सांगितलं होतं शेतकऱ्यांना काही कंप्लेंट व्हेरी सपोर्टिव्ह नो सो आई टोल्ड इन द लिफ्ट ही आस्क्ड मी कि मैं कीर्तन करता कोई कंप्लेंट करेगा मैंने कंप्लेंट तुमको मालूम था इसलिए हमको लेके गए I hope those who are taking their books, they are also paying for Prabhu. Yes. Uday.
in Poland. Vikram Maharaj in Vietnam. I sent all pictures to Kishori Mataji. Yes, Prabhu. Here is the UPI scan. Or if you want, you can give to Maharaj also, whatever you see. Oh, I should give you 100 now. Thank you.
This is your name?
Yes, yes.
600.
What are you doing?
Thank you. Actually, I would leave it to Krishna. That is, okay, this is price of book. Whatever you want, you go and give Maharaj. Some people give 500, some people give 1000, some people give 10,000, some people give 100. No problem. It's like sponsorship.
He is friend of how he knows me.
Should I send you a screenshot?
No, no. See, Mataji, I am getting, you know.
Again, perfect. This is my Prabhu. They are the last Prabhu. Then Dulal. Then Dulal. Then Dulal Prabhu.
54 years.
Very best. Books. Our books. Based in Poland.
Poland. He lives in Poland.
Oh.
So he remembered me. I met him in temple. Maharaj came, we were there.
Why you told me that he is.
So Maharaj came and we were died there. After some time, Maharaj entered. Standing there.
Thank you for coming.
Remember, today also I'm going to see.
रेसिपी मांग रही
Even yesterday from yesterday people attempted.
How are you? Anything else?
Krishna Ashram, get to that table.
ये टेबल पे रखते हैं लैपटॉप निकालना पड़ेगा बस
धनराज रिमूव द लैपटॉप
ये बाबा चेयर टेबल निकाल रख दो संभाल के वो कपड़ा निकालना पड़ेगा ना चलेगा थोड़ा आड़ा है ना टेबल सीधा करेंगे हाँ हाँ ओके उस बर्थडे फोटो माताजी आ रहे हैं. Wait. नहीं नहीं. To you, Hare Krishna to you, Hare Krishna to Lalita Mataji. How Mataji? Wait, yeah, wait. Yes. Spoon is that. Mataji, your गिरेगा 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 थोड़ा डायरेक्टली के